Happy Friday and happy Fridays with Fidelman. I'm so grateful that we're blessed here to have yet another Friday. I'm Cheryl Fidelman, the Conscious Codependence Coach. And today's topic on Fridays with Fidelman is codependence and your truth. So what I'm going to be ranting about today is in our codependent moments, our truth actually gets blurred. What our codependence is telling us is the truth is not actually our inner real truth of our intuition. So what we are pointing to as the North Star of what we're sort of going for or wanting or what we're thinking is the truth of a moment gets blurred in our codependent moments. And then we may get confused and challenged. Do I listen to your truth? Do I listen to my truth? Is your truth the real truth? Do I trust your truth more than I trust my truth? Right? I'll unpack that, have an announcement about the free and monthly class this month. And okay, here we go. Okay, codependence and your truth. Very often in the healing world, I hear things like just tell your truth or just be aligned with your own personal truth. Share your truth, share your feelings, right? Know your truth, own your truth. Well, for a lot of us codependents, in our codependent moments, we don't always know what the truth is. We also can't always hear what our inner truth is, also known maybe as our intuition or the truth of our real, actual needs, desires, or preferences in a given moment. So if we look at this through the lens of the three tenets of conscious codependence, the want to be wanted, the need to be needed, and the need to prove oneself, in a given moment, we might be proving our righteousness, right? Or proving that somebody did something to us, or proving our innocence. And that becomes our truth in the moment, right? It's my point of view is so true, and I need you to understand what I'm proving or understand my innocence. Or when I'm in a codependent moment and I'm needing somebody to understand me or needing somebody to get me, or I'm projecting into their world what I think they're thinking. And then based on what I think they're thinking, I need them to understand me and not judge me, right? So oftentimes in our codependent moments, we're projecting an interpretation or a judgment into somebody else's world. And then we are reacting based on the judgment or interpretation that we think is coming at us. So oftentimes that projection that we put into somebody else's world may seem like the truth, right? Like it's true that they're thinking that thing about me, or it's true that they want this thing from me, or they need this thing from me. And we lean into the truth of our codependence as opposed to leaning into curiosity, which might be something like, first being in the practice of noticing, okay, I'm noticing I'm making interpretation, I'm noticing I'm having a projection. And then we may want to ask, what are you thinking? Or is this the thing that you're thinking? Or what's going on with you, right? So we are reacting to these truths that our codependence is making up as opposed to curiosity, which is the main practice of sovereignty, right? Curiosity is the opposite of codependence. In our need to be needed moments, it may occur really as such the truth that we need this person to see us or understand us. Like that need becomes so true for us, and it might not actually be a real need. That if we were aligned with our intuition, what might be true for us is that we simply feel alone or disconnected or misunderstood. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true that we actually need something from somebody else. And if we find ourselves in the first tenet of conscious codependence, the want to be wanted, which is rooted in our belonging, that oftentimes our codependence may tell us that we don't belong, or that we're not part of the tribe, or that we're more marginalized, or that we're separate and we're different. And oftentimes the want to be wanted has us kick into the need to prove oneself, because then if we don't belong, we often are trying somehow consciously or unconsciously to prove our belongingness, or also to prove that we're separate. So we're often reacting to and behaving in response to these truths that our codependents tell us. Like it's true that we're different, or it's true that we don't belong, or it's true that we're not wanted. But it's not the truth of your true nature. It's probably the truth of your traumatic identity. So in other words, and I know I've shared this many times, So my idea of the traumatic identity is the identity that we developed in reaction to our childhood home. And now, as we move into adulthood, our traumatic identity is still holding the same truths, right? Like, this person's going to get mad at me if I say something, or I'm going to get in trouble, or I'm going to get punished, or I'm different, or I'm marginalized. The truth of my traumatic identity is that I'm ugly and I'm worthless and I'm nothing. Like, mine is pretty extreme. I'm not saying that everybody's is that extreme, but that's where I default to when I have a codependent reaction. I default to like this like worthlessness, nothingness place. And the process of my work is focused on distinguishing the truths of your default. What is your default telling you that you think is actually the truth about yourself or about life or about other people? But it's what your default is saying. And then as we distinguish that and lean more into your true nature, then we actually can find the connection with your intuition and the actual truth of you and the actual truth of other people. When we're in our true nature, we can be way more intimate with ourselves and our inner experience, and way more intimate with other people, because we're not projecting our default so much into their world and then believing what we're projecting into their world as if it's some sort of truth. Then there's also this idea of acquiescing, and it happens often in our codependent moments where we go, okay, well, your truth is more powerful or bigger or more important than mine, or I'm so used to letting go and relinquishing my truth and going with somebody else's truth that it's okay, I'll just go with your truth. So we may actually hear our truth in a given moment, but it's such a knee-jerk, automatic, default reaction to go, you know what? I'll just set aside my truth and go with your truth. And then we just we're also often so used to just sitting with our repressed, unsatisfied, unpaid attention to truth. So this Wednesday, July 12th at 3 p.m., the link is in the description of this video and also in the email that you may have gotten for this video. So this Wednesday, July 12th at 3 p.m. Pacific, we're going to have our free and monthly class. It's usually the third Thursday of every month, but I'm going to visit my family, so we're going to have it on a bit of an off day this month. And it's going to be on this topic, codependence and your truth. So for those of you who are new to the Conscious Codependence community, new to the free and monthly classes, you'll have a chance to share, and we can start to, in the live class, distinguish the truth of your default versus the truth of your true nature. And then those of you who are sort of regulars in the community and or also my clients, we can go deeper into the work that we've already started. One more announcement, I have a 10% summer discount going right now for the listening workshop. It's our next 8-week group program. It's Conscious Codependence Recovery Phase 1, 8-week group program. It's kind of a group private hybrid because it's an 8-week group program with some private sessions mixed in, and that one starts in August. Thanks so much for listening to my thoughts, theories, and rants. Hopefully, I'll see you in the free and monthly class on Wednesday. This week, go ahead and take more opportunities to the best of your ability to lean into your truth. Happy healing, and life is now.